there's a saying, just because he's good for the whole doesn't mean he's good for the soul.
Ooh,
you know?
Dang, God.
Yeah.
I felt that way for a long time.
good.
Just never had a saying for this.
I'm gonna
It's a
use
good
that
one.
T-shirt. That's a T-shirt status.
It is, yeah.
I'm Amy,
I'm April.
certified sex educators, sexperts of the year, and best-selling authors.
And we're on a mission to help you have more spicy, connected, and amazing shameless sex.
Welcome to the Shameless Sex Revolution.
We're so close, it's like we have our own language. We're making sex and relationships shameless.
To learn more, go to shamelesssex.com.
And for 15% off some of our favorite sex toys, use code SHAMELESSSEX at purepleasureshop.com.
You were listening to a pleasure podcast. For more from our sex podcast collective, visit pleasurepodcasts.com.
Well, hello, everyone.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome back to the Shameless Sex Podcast. Chip,
Yeah,
are you ready to talk about sex in college?
I was born ready.
It was a fun episode to record, though.
Did you have a lot of sex in college?
Define a lot.
I don't know.
Oh.
To you in your brain, you're like, I really nailed that college life. I had a lot of sex.
I didn't do dorms. I went to community college and then transferred. And yeah, I was a little more like I'm not a nonconformist rebel. So I did and didn't. I was also more like a serial monogamous back in the day.
I remember. Yeah, I knew you when you were in college.
What about you? Minnesota.
I think that no, not really. I didn't have a lot of sex. But I don't know.
We're boring.
I had a lot of not penetration sex.
Yes, I remember this.
Yes.
A lot of people licking your pussy.
Yeah. I was like, woohoo.
So you didn't suck the D. You didn't fuck them. They went down on you. Is the opposite of what this episode is talking about, which is awesome. Oh my God, everyone. The moral of the story
true.
is just be more like April. I'm serious.
Right.
If you own a pussy.
Well, there were also sometimes a lot of ghosting / not callbacks because I wouldn't bang out dudes. And that was for a reason which we're not getting into.
But you were able to be like, well, fuck you then.
Yeah, well, I was like, you gotta, you gotta wait it out.
This is good. I love this. Full circle. This is episode we recorded today. Is so much fun.
This is a cool episode. We learned new Gen Z phrases.
Yeah.
And we took some guesses at what some of them are. So just stay tuned because it might blow your mind. This was fun. You and I were die laughing. We taught her what JTT is.
I know.
Stay tuned for that. Amy was like, yes.
We still got it.
And it was also in person, which was cool because
and her mom was here. Who was on our last episode the week before this.
So it's if you want to watch some video, you can check that out. And she sings. She has a single coming out and she's got a beautiful voice.
She has a
Sultry.
gorgeous voice.
Yeah.
Okay, so stay tuned for this with Sienna Alexandra, aka Dr. Sadie's daughter. Okay, so Chip.
Yes.
Retreat.
So
do you like that?
I love that. That was a nice. That's you've got a good. It's like vocal fry. That's vocal fry. So did you say 7 days?
7 days.
What's our retreat's not 7 days.
Only millennials will understand what I'm talking about.
Oh well, I'm a millennial. I don't understand.
The Ring.
Oh,
7 days.
I tried to forget that movie. Thank you. Freaked me out.
I gave her nightmares
for
now.
a long time.
This is not what happens at our retreats.
No, and it's not 7 days.
Nope. We wish.
It's 4 days, 3 nights, and it's September 11th through the 14th. Tell them what they've won, Amy.
You have won a high libido, connection, community, education, aliveness, relaxation, all the things. So we organize these wonderful retreats for humans that want to go and learn in a group about sexuality. This one is open to all humans, meaning you can come as an individual, you can be single, you can be partnered, you can come with your partner or partners.
It's not an orgy. It's not a gangbang. It's not. It's not a sex party.
Nope.
It is a place to experience more pleasure in your world, meaning you'll take home some tools.
Next up, we're doing one for 18 to 19-year-olds.
Really?
Based on this episode.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Here's how you don't just convince someone to suck your dick.
Yeah.
And you actually like share an experience so that everyone wants to suck all the dicks and lick the pussies.
Yeah, that sounds like it would be probably sold out immediately. This one is almost sold out, by the way. We are laughing and loving the fact that people, but with this, we're in Palm Springs again, and it's backed by popular demand. The testimonials from the last retreat we did, unfucking believable.
Oh my goodness. We have some couples coming back too, by the way.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm so stoked. So check it out. Go to shamelesssex.com. And if you look at the events tab, you'll see the details and you can sign up and hold your spot because it will be gone soon. All right. So I don't know the sex question. I haven't looked because I like the element of surprise.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I miss sex toys. When I was single, I used them on the regular. And then when I got into a relationship, we are both 26, we stopped using them. He was a little insecure when we first started dating. And now he's asking, why don't we use sex toys? I've had that experience
that's
before.
awesome.
How do I reintroduce them in a way that is safe for our relationship?
Can we clap for this human,
Yeah.
him at 26 saying, why don't we use sex toys?
Yeah, for on all
awesome.
sides. And I've been in the
Yeah.
experience with someone who was like, oh yeah, sex toys are cool. And then later they were threatening and then they disappeared. And then they're like, wait, where's the sex toys at?
It's happened a lot. I've been with a lot of dudes when I was single that were threatened by the sex toys.
Yeah, it's common.
And it was they were like, yeah, you didn't need a sex toy for this, did
I'm
you?
not good enough.
Like,
Or
bro.
they never say it that way. Actually, they never say I'm not good enough.
No, never.
Yeah, or not never. It's usually not, but that's like the deeper message of like, wait, I feel like I'm not good enough. And it can go both ways, right? Like I know people that have been in straight relationships where there's the dude who likes sex toys or porn, actually more
porn,
common for
right.
penis owners at a younger age, and then women, vulva owners, are like, wait, you need this to get off. What about me? And so they're pretty similar.
Totally.
And I think that it's beautiful that you're coming around. Both of you are coming around this question
It's
to like
divine alignment.
to be like, we're missing out on all the pleasure because pleasure is pleasure. Sex toys add more pleasure. They are bonuses. So that's one of the tips, right? You don't sell it to your partner as like, this is a replacement for you. We have a problem or we're broken. It's, I want more pleasure and I want you to have more pleasure. So let's experiment with sex toys.
It's like enhancing the experience.
Yeah.
And I always compare it to you can walk places or you can drive there in a really nice car. It's kind of like, not that you need to get anywhere, but that's what sex toys are like. There's so many options.
Yeah.
And
for all the genitals.
And but this is also a good point to say there's so many options. And so it's good to know a resource where you're not going to get garbage or the unsafe body. You want good materials for your body.
Well, there's a lot of sex toys out there that are still toxic.
Totally.
Especially if you put them on pussies, but like assholes, cocks, right? Or even like some lubes out there where, well, actually lubes are regulated, but sex toys still to this day are not. So to know that you can go and buy sex toys where you're like, this won't fuck my shit up.
It's important. Like if they have a smell when you take them out, the chemical smell.
Oh yeah. Do not put that in your bits. No. And so everyone, you know that we come from the heritage of purepleasureshop.com, which is an online sex shop I own with my mom. It's mostly her store now, but it was brick and mortar for 12 years. That is where April and I both got our start in the sex toy industry and then took off to take over the world.
Your mom first birthed you and then she birthed me in the sex shop.
Indirectly birthed you through sex toys.
I was 23 years old.
And so she just revamped her website. It's amazing. And we've honed it in that we've like narrowed it down with shameless sex faves.
It's like the creme de la creme.
Yes. And we're picky as fuck.
Yes. Well, because the shameless sex faves, I was just checking out because your mom was really excited. She's like, April, look, it's live and it looks great. And the toys that are on there are all toys that we use on the regular, that we love on the regular, that we have been fans of. And that is truth.
Totally. 100%.
Pinky swear.
And so for this person, a couple tips, aside from we'll get to the pure pleasure part, but number one, maybe when you're reintroducing or introducing sex toys, don't choose toys that look like super phallic, like cocks or whatever. If you know your partner is insecure, if penetration is your jam, then you kind of need to do that, but maybe they're less veiny or something. Couples toys generally are smaller. There's something that is designed more for like around the balls or the cock or on the clit, and they don't really look like sex toys. And these people asking this question already have experience using sex toys in the beginning, and then they kind of stopped and died, or died is maybe not the word, but now you're in a place where you are like, okay, let's go back. So I would also invite a conversation with your partner, and it could be, hey, I listened to this episode about sex toys. I remember using this with you. We've talked about using them again. So maybe we can try again. And then also we can get a 20% discount on purepleasureshop.com.
I will say,
would be interesting.
You do get what you pay for with sex toys.
You do.
And so spending a little bit more money, you usually get a warranty. You usually get something that the quality, because it is frustrating if you're getting something that
garbage.
Dies. Yes.
Yeah.
And it dies after a few, you shopped on Amazon. You're like, oh, wait.
Or it's not your jam. You bring it home and you're like, I don't like this.
Right. So I'm a huge fan. You taught me, Amy, from the early Pure Pleasure Shop days about body safe materials. And I was like, really? Like sex toys have to be safe for your body? It doesn't mean that all of the toys are unsafe out there, but you do help your mom select like the best.
Yeah,
products.
so purepleasureshop.com is only safe, body-friendly, safe toys, and then it's been curated as of now. Like it always has been, but now it's more honed in and narrowed, and that's why we're having this celebration in early July of 2025 of this adult store that we love, which I co-own, that birthed April and I, is now revamped and designed just for you because everything we talk about is aligned with it, and there's nothing on that website that we do not align with.
And you're giving 20% off. Your mom 20% off site-wide for our listeners only.
Until July 15th. So go to
purepleasureshop.com.
Use coupon code SUMMER20, all caps, but I'm pretty sure that doesn't matter. And then you get 20% off site-wide until July 15th, 2025.
That's like for my birthday. Right?
I know.
It's like, that's a gift for everyone.
April's birthday is the 16th.
That's perfect. God. So it's summer 11 had me a blast. Okay. Well, that's cool. Thank you, Janice. We love you. And thank you, Peer Pleasure, for birthing me right out that womb. Are you ready for Sienna's bio, Amy?
Yes.
Okay. Sienna Alexandra is a rising sophomore at San Diego State University and a soulful singer-songwriter known for her emotionally rich lyrics. Sienna is also the daughter of renowned sexologist Dr. Sadie Allison. And today, she's bringing a Gen Z lens to sex, dating, and the hookup culture of college life. To learn more, click the links in the show notes.
All right, everyone, is interview time, and we are here with a new guest, but she's been to many of our podcast recordings, and this is Sienna, who is Dr. Sadie Allison's daughter. She is, are we 18 or 19?
19.
19. I'm actually 19. I'm 40. And she is coming to talk about sex in college, which we have been very intrigued about, like wanted to talk about this.
And we've been a little bit unwilling to just go to a campus and be like, hey, you,
we
talk
talk
to
about
us
this.
about sex.
Yeah. So Dr. Sadie Allison's daughter here, who is the perfect person to talk about this, and she is very excited, and we're very excited to have her here.
So excited.
So we will make you uncomfortable for your first podcast talking about sex. Will you please tell us and our listeners a little bit more about how you got to where you are today in the field of sexuality, which is different for you, meaning how you can talk about sexuality so openly and your upbringing with Dr. Sadie.
Well, it's definitely a blessing to have Dr. Sadie as my mom.
Do you call her Dr. Sadie, though?
I know. But, in terms of, Dr. Sadie, my mom. But growing up, I've been able to tell her about everything that's happened, like sexually. The night I came home when I lost my virginity, I was like, Mom, I just lost my virginity. I just had sex. Or every time or if I kiss a boy, or I'm like, oh yeah, his dick is big, or it's this small. Oh, it's really good.
I see her in the corner. She's like,
I tell her everything. It's like talking to my best friend about sex, like the things you talk about with your best friend, or like, oh, how was it? It's like I talk about that with my mom, and it's been great because I know a lot of people aren't comfortable with their parents to talk about sex. It's, kind of closed off for religion purposes, or a lot of parents just aren't comfortable like speaking on it. And talking with my mom about it, my whole life has been great. And I've learned a lot, and been able to teach my friends about it. Like mini Dr. Sadie, my friends all come to me and they're like, oh, how do you do this? Or I give them tips and stuff. And it's all from my mom's education and her practice and the openness and everything. So it's been really great.
I wish that I had a Dr. Sadie
I
or
know.
a friend with a Dr. Sadie growing up. What do you remember when the first time that you started talking to your mom about sex? Because some people are like, I will never, or they're like, oh, I started telling my my kid about sex when they were XY old. So what about you? How old were you when you were curious and started wanting to learn?
I was actually 5. I remember going up to my mom, going up to her room. I was like, Mommy, I need to tell you something. And so we sat down. She's like, what is it, sweetie? And I was like, I massaged my vagina. And she was like, oh, sweetie. And she told me that it was normal. And I was like, I didn't know what it was. I was just like feeling around and it felt good. And I thought it was I thought it should be something I should be shameful about. Like, oh, I don't know, like, is touching down there okay? Like, I was so young. And so I went to her, and that's the first time I talked to her about masturbating. And I was like, she totally made it comfortable. She was like, this is normal. This is great. She told me, it's healthy. So that was my very first time.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's wild that we automatically, even though you had no conditioning around touching your genitals, that it's automatically feels shameful, right? It's so weird. It's like genetically programmed in us somehow because
or like media we watch like the movies on things like behind closed doors private parts, right? Yeah,
it's wild. So I'm grateful that you had that experience, and that's something that Amy and I don't have children, so it's something that is beautiful to obviously not only witness you but meet you, and you're just a phenomenal human. And so you having the college, you've been in university for how many years?
A year. I'm going on into my second. Yeah.
All right.
do you live in the dorms?
I did.
Okay,
yes,
this is great.
How was the banging in the dorms? It's like, I want to know.
How was it?
The banging in the dorms.
Well, did you have co-ed dorms?
It was,
okay.
yeah. It was definitely, I was in, each dorm is different. Some are dead, some are social. I was in more of a social dorm, but there's parties happening in dorms at nights. Different floors are more social. I was on the second floor out of 11, and mine was pretty social. But I know a lot of people would just, sneak around and go to dorms. Like, there wasn't anyone really monitoring, There were RAs, but...
You go to San Diego State.
Yes.
Which is a known party school.
It is.
Which is awesome. And I have been down to San Diego a bunch, and I know. So this is a great conversation because not only do you have this background with sex positivity, you're a 19-year-old that is studying at a party school. So talking about the sex scene like as a whole, so not even in the dorms, because folks that are all over the country are different, maybe different ages and maybe aren't in college, but give us a sneak peek at what the sex scene is like today, not only on campus, but among your peers.
Yeah, totally. It's pretty hookup based, I would say. Like, it's a big hookup culture. It's shifted to more of like hooking up versus dating, especially with how big the party scene is and people going out and getting a little intoxicated and just wanting a one night stand, a little fling on the side, I think a lot of people are scared of commitment nowadays. So it's a lot of, one night stands, or you have a booty call or
booty call. People still say that, booty call.
Yeah. There's also another term we'll get into later that's more common, but yeah, it's different. Like the hookup culture and the sex for guys versus girls, how they view it. For guys, they're made to just, fuck and keep on doing it. And girls think that it's normal to, sleep around like guys do. But girls, like, we get attached because, when we have sex, we release like all the bonding chemicals,
like oxytocin,
serotonin, dopamine, more than guys do. So we're butthurt like a month later when the guy we had sex with ghosted us, while the guys are just, fucking a bunch of
la, la, la.
dudes.
Yeah.
Is it swipe culture too? Do you think where people on the apps?
Definitely. Okay. Yeah.
So even within the college, people are doing the apps, and then you see a bunch of people that you're going to school. You're like, that person's in my class right there.
Yeah. Sometimes it's weird. It's weird when you see people, because it's like, I don't know.
Hopefully it's not like your professor. You're like, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's why you do the age limit.
Brackets.
Yeah,
I was thinking that, age brackets. But if they lower it there, it's like, shit.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I had a college professor that was my history high school, my history
Smoking
teacher in high school. Super hot. And he totally gave me his number when I saw him on campus and I was 19. He was 26. Remember his name and everything. I felt weird about it, okay?
I don't know if that would apply now, 20 years later.
You've known me since I've been 14, and what does that mean?
Yeah.
Anyway.
There's a saying, just because he's good for the whole doesn't mean he's good for the soul.
Ooh, dang. God. Yeah. I felt that way for a long time. I just never had a saying for this.
I'm going to use
good
that.
One.
T-shirt. That's a T-shirt status.
Right? It is, yeah.
Well, we're going to get you back on that because you could do whole with a HOLE and a WHOLE on that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
Yeah. And plenty of them.
A question about college sex right now. Can you tell us a little more about the safer sex STI condom game? Like what's back in my day? And still to this day, as someone who's non-monogamous, I don't use condoms for oral sex with people, but I was raised by my mom to really value my sexual body, meaning like use condoms and things. And I haven't always been perfect, but I'm really curious, like what are the kids doing these days? Whether they've been raised with someone like, I mean, you have Dr. Sadie Allison over here in the corner. You probably know so much about this, but what about like, you don't have to say your friends' names, but the people you're around, like, are they considering safer sex practices? Is that important?
For the most part, no. A lot of people don't use condoms.
Even for penetrative sex.
Yeah. I think people nowadays are naive, definitely uneducated. There's, not many people like my mom and parents teaching their kids about protection. And yeah, girls can be on birth control, but there's no education on how important it is to have protection from STDs.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are just going in thinking, oh yeah, we're so young, people might not have anything. And
that's why you always carry on yourself. You always say on your own person.
Yep. And then,
I'm sorry. Anything like STI. I thought you meant more condoms. Yes.
Yeah. And then like the next day, girls are like, oh, and then you get a bunch of bumps and you're like on your pussy. You're like, oh my God, like how did this happen? Yeah. Oh, it was that guy from that party the last night. I don't know what his name was. Oh, and some girls, like they know they have it, but there's another term called raw dogging. Have you heard of that?
Not the one on the airplanes.
So yes, I have, but not in the context of my 22-year-old stepdaughter's boyfriend. He was talking about raw dogging. I thought he was talking about maybe what you're going to say, but say it first and then I'll see it.
Yeah. Raw dogging is basically having sex without a condom for guys. They like to hit it.
Yes,
they like to hit it raw.
Yeah.
And so hitting it raw feels better for a guy than with the condom. And so guys,
also, I'll just interrupt for a woman.
Yes.
I would prefer to hit it raw too. I just don't want to get syphilis and chlamydia.
Exactly. Yeah, no one wants
But it feels better for me too.
It does.
I don't want that latex thing
or
in the middle.
Or the ones that aren't treatable.
Yeah.
Which aren't fun. They're lifelong. You're like, thanks, dude, that I met at the bar that one time. It was
I'll remember
fun,
you forever.
But it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah.
Blessings.
Some guys are also like pressuring to, or if you're at a party and you both are intoxicated, not really thinking straight, maybe, oh yeah, I forgot a condom, and you would want to use one, but you just don't prioritize it. And then next thing you know, you have chlamydia.
That only takes 2 pills though. That's easy. And like April said, you can't prevent all the other things that take a lot more. You might not be able to do the 2 pills.
Well, also, I never knew until I feel so foolish telling everyone, but I didn't know until probably into my late 20s, early 30s that oral sex can contribute to STI infections and spreading those around, which it's because it's not very, there's not a lot of information. So a lot of people are like, well, I didn't fuck him, but I gave him a blowjob. Or, well, he just went down on me. I never had sex with him. Is that still some misinformation that's going around? Or do you feel like people are pretty aware? They just don't give a fuck?
I think it's like half and half. I think some people are aware and not give a fuck, or some people just don't know.
Yeah.
They just think, oh yeah, you can get an STD just from sex. And then even then people don't really care. Like, oh yeah, and people lie. Like, oh yeah, I'm clean. I got tested.
So that the clean part.
The clean.
Yeah. We both, as older ladies now, dear Sienna, have had partners. We're like, okay, well, let's have the STI talk. Like, when's the last time you were tested? And they're just like, I'm clean. And we're like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
When's the last time you were tested? How many people have you had sex with in between that test that told you that you were fine or clean? I'm doing air quotes with that one. And then we have sex, and now it's a whole different story. It's super complicated. And I don't think that all people should like take on this belief that we should just never touch anyone unless everyone has all the testing. We have barriers, and it's different for everyone. And I find it interesting that it's like in our communities or age brackets, we can find this like opt out of having to really think about
negligence.
Yeah,
it's
like
negligence.
It's where Sienna's
so
normal.
Easy to get a STI, STD screening now. You can get one to your house. In my opinion, it's like when they don't make their bed. You're fucking lazy and you're not worth my time.
Yeah,
that's what I'm about.
Yeah. Like, show me your testing history.
Yeah.
Do you make your own bed?
Right. Yes. Then
Do you wash your own laundry?
That's not as important.
I'll wash it for you.
How do you feel about this? About assuming that they're lazy if they don't have STI screenings regularly and they're like really sexually active with a lot of different partners?
I think it's needed.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like to protect your health of your body, you know, I think it's really important to know they got tested. And if they don't have proof, then use a condom, you know, be safe instead of sorry, you know?
To me, also, it shows me like you actually care about yourself, which is like you also care about me. So I want to fuck you even more.
Exactly. It's hot.
Yeah. Versus
you know?
like, well, I don't know why we're talking about STDs. Like, what I'm clean is fine. I'm like, you're so not. I mean, in my 20s for sure. Sorry, I know that you're 20s. In my 30s, I'm actually 40 now. But I'm like, you lost some of your fuckability, like because I think it's really hot when people are actually care about their bodies, and which in turn shows that they care about my body, or they also do that as well. Like now we can all have all the hot wild sex.
Yeah, they become fuck boys and not fuckable.
But April, you and I, and probably Dr. Sadie here, like that was not our college experience, which is still. Not Sadie, so Sienna's, right? Which makes sense. It carries on. There's this like figuring out how do we even talk about sex in a comfortable way, which makes it just awkward in general.
Yeah.
And then people don't do all of it.
Hey, Pod Fam, we want to tell you about supplements that actually work. So listen up if you want to take your sex life into overdrive.
VB Health offers unique doctor-formulated supplements that are made with ingredients backed by academic and clinical research. Plus, they're publicly tested by third-party labs, which is rare, y'all.
I take my soaking wet supplements every single day because it really works for me. It's got all the good stuff a vagina needs. Think probiotics, prebiotics, and vitamins specifically designed for total vaginal health. I gotta love that wet-ass pussy.
And I'm obsessed with their Drive Boost formula. It's libido support that's safe and effective for all people. And it's not just some shady libido pill with mystery ingredients either. Just a libido supplement you can trust to help take you to DTF mode.
Yeah, power drive. And we can't forget about Load Boost, a supplement that increases semen volume, sperm health, and it even makes the semen taste yummy, yummy, yummy better. My partner swears by it, and so do I, everyone, because if he forgets to take it, I notice a difference. Get yourself some Load Boost from VB Health because your partner will thank you.
And as always, VB Health offers a 100-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Go to vbhealth.com and use code SHAMELESS at checkout to get 10% off your purchase. That's vbhealth.com, code SHAMELESS for wetter pussies, tastier loads, and a banging libido. The link is in the episode description.
I almost think it'd be harder to be your age, the Gen Zer, because with social media and the access to kind of whatever you want. I mean, it's so easy to, you could have sex with a cam model, right? That didn't really exist in my day.
This did not in mine.
No. And it was like ordering magazines or DVDs. And now it's like, you can see so much online. And I am pro being, and there's also VR, like virtual reality and augmented reality and things. And in terms of accessibility, like there's more pressure, I think, to almost over sexualize yourself or become this person that in order to be seen, you feel like you have to maybe show more of your body or have to be. I don't know if that is the case. I feel like there is pressure. I know there was some, as a millennium, like there was some pressure, but it was always magazine driven, right? Like
the zines,
which they're still like, so is that, do you feel like that's and I don't know if I'm off base, but I know that there's even like sex happening earlier than it used to because people are like, oh, isn't that what you do? Like I have to, in order to keep my partner, the dude or boyfriend, I have to suck his dick, even though I don't want to. I don't know. I've heard this many times from.
I was one of those people, and that was like 25 years ago. I was in that, like, yeah, totally.
Movies.
Yeah. Well,
they do it to you.
No, no, more like, having a partner where my job as the woman in the partnership, which was not a partnership, we were like 16. We were not in a partnership.
I used that loosely. I was like, that's not right.
My boyfriend who was like, I'm going to go hang out with my guys, but if you suck my dick, then I'll hang out longer with you. And I'd be like, okay, fine, I'll suck your dick. And I'm pretty sure that's still a thing.
She's all,
yeah. There's definitely a lot of pressure, especially in the hookup culture. It's designed around the guy's pleasure.
Yeah.
It's typical that the guy receives and the girl pleases, you know? So girls and guys going into hookups, it's normalized that the guy gets head and he finishes and the girl gives it.
Yeah.
And she doesn't really get anything. That's it.
Yeah.
And
you don't like this? It's like, no, dude.
Yeah.
And just like, even when they have sex, like a girl fakes it and makes the guy think that,
he's great.
Yeah, he's, boosts his ego, but she's actually faking it and it's not feeling good for her.
And that ruins everyone else's experience later as a woman where you're like, dude, did that work before?
Yeah. But also like they're all contributing to it. It's like, it's a whole cycle, right? It's not just like no one is off the hook. And yet I think it's just really hard to be a sexual being in general, whether you're a man, a woman, whatever, because men or penis owners have their own struggles in like, high school, college, all the things. And there's this part of the pleasing thing that I heard you say, right? Like like, let me be a different person than what I really am so I can make everyone else happy. So I look good and you feel good, but it's actually not what's true or real at all. Now everyone's confused.
Well, I'm with you on this. Everyone's confused.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of pressure for girls too to, be good at it. And if you're too good, you're a hoe. But if you're not good enough, if you're not good enough, then then you need to get experience. Yeah. Like, I just think and I'd like to see a shift in that. And especially the hooking up and that girls need pleasure too. It's not all about the guy. It's about both.
I think they need a little more pleasure.
Yeah, girls need more pleasure. Hell yeah.
I hate that there's a lot of stigma around women. Even I hear women saying that, like, oh, she's a hoe. And I'm like, okay, what does that mean? So
it's thrown around so much.
A dude could do the exact, you could duplicate it. You could duplicate it. And how many of those dudes are called hoes?
And if they are, it's a compliment, right? It's like a nice thing.
You get yours.
Yeah, you'll hoe.
Maybe like a player is the worst thing that they can get called, but no, we have like hoe, whore, slut, cunt, like. Yeah. It's just like all of it.
Which was the case when I was in high school, again, to like 25 years ago. Same thing though. And so it has not changed at all.
Yeah.
Damn it, Dr. Sadie, we're not changing the world.
It's not working. There are new terms.
Yes.
Which I think it would be fun, Amy, if you and I switch off asking her, but then I'll ask you what one of them is, and then we'll get the real answer.
Okay.
The defining thing. How does that feel for you?
Great.
Cool. Because this is interesting. I'm reading them, and I'm like, okay.
So Gen Z translator.
Yeah. Okay. You want to go?
Me?
Yeah. She's gonna Sienna's gonna be.
I already know what the first one is.
Oh, okay. So. Okay. So why don't you ask and then me, and then I'll see what she's gonna say.
I'm gonna ask you what you think it is.
What I think it is. And then
so what do you think a sneaky link is?
Sneaky link. When you want to hook up with someone's maybe boyfriend or girlfriend and you send them a link to your profile on a dating app?
That was awesome.
That's a great guess.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great guess.
I would have thought that until I had heard it a year ago. But yes, they do share more.
Kind of. But sneaky link is basically the Gen X term of a booty call. So it's your sneaky link. You link up with them to hook up and have a sexual encounter. And that's kind of all it is. You aren't really much more than that. You don't even have to be friends. Just a fuck buddy, basically. Yeah. That's why it's like your sneaky link. It's, you don't really hang out with them, show them off to the public. They're not really your friend.
You're good at defining this. She's like really good at defining these things.
This is helpful. Okay, thank you. So I will.
It's really common, especially my generation.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's use it in a sentence. I sneaky linked this dude that I met.
I don't know if that's how it's
used. So please help me.
On the right track. Yes, you would say I hooked up with my sneaky link last night.
Okay, noted.
You added like a whole different adjective, like a sneaky linked my. Like,
I made it a verb.
Yeah, full verb. Yeah,
Nice.
I went in and I sneaky linked the hell out of that.
Oh
dude.
yeah.
You're redefining.
Sneaky linked it up.
All right, good to know. Okay, so Amy, the next one is 2-man. What do you think 2-man is?
Obviously, I'm thinking a threesome with 2 dudes, but that's probably not what it is.
Sienna, help us.
Okay, so a 2-man is basically when a guy says to a girl, oh, bring your friend and I'll bring mine. And so you go on a double date. So it's like a buddy system for hooking up. So you go on a double date with the intention of hooking up separately after. Does that make sense?
I've 2-man the shit all over the place before.
Yeah. So that's like one of our terms of what a 2-man. So
it's like a wingman. You're bringing a wingman.
Yeah.
A wingman.
But then they like all hang out, but then they separate and go like.
So there's no banging for. There's no foursomes.
No,
Is there
no
2
foursome.
women? Like, can I do? They were like, let's go 2 women. This shit.
I mean, yeah, I can go for it.
So 2 humans. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically I would go with Amy and I'm like, yeah, we're going to 2-man this shit. Amy, I'll go with you. And then your friend brings a friend. And then I go home, not with your friend's friend. You just go and hook up with the dude.
No, I think we separate. We all.
Yeah.
You go with the one guy and I go with the other guy.
I don't have to though, right? What if I don't like him?
You don't. I hope you don't have to.
Yeah, but
is it expected when your friend invites a 2-man that that's like a for sure thing? Because this is a thing, and obviously I wouldn't do it because unless he was super interesting and made his bed.
Yes.
So is that like expected?
Kind of, yeah. When you go in a 2-man, when you call it that, it's expected that a hookup or something of that sort is supposed to happen after. You know,
is this when people
sexual.
like just kind of leave like a nice kiss goodbye and like let you like let them touch your tits and then you're like bye? We're like,
it's usually more. It's like a full-on hookup.
Oh,
and
even
then
if
they
you're not into it.
Well, typically going in it, you would have the mindset, oh yeah, I'm going to hook up with this person because they're hot.
Do you ever change your mind when you hook up with them? Like, I made a poor choice. This is not my jam. This person.
Yeah.
What do? Do you like say something to them or leave?
You're like, I actually have to go.
Yeah.
Like, my mom just texted.
Yeah.
Use that one.
Dr. Sadie Allison.
Yeah.
She's going to show up.
Yeah, she's going to show up.
I think it took me at least like 10 to 15 years to learn even how to say something. Like, I'm not into this right now. I'm ready. I'm going to go home now.
It's hard.
It's scary.
It is.
It's super scary.
Yeah, I don't think we're taught that either to like, how do you stop that? Like stop when they want something,
change your mind,
but you don't want it. And how do you say it? Because there's a lot of like fear, shame. Like I don't want to disappoint them, and like did I lead them on? Did I not? You know,
which is
hard.
all the social stuff. So yeah, in that case, also it's like not the fuck it mentality because you're still a kind person, right? You still care, you feel for people,
exactly, yeah.
But you're also like, okay, how do I not lose myself in this? Like I don't want to have your hands on my tits anymore, and so like, how do I say this to this person? And I think that would be really helpful if we were taught it's okay to be like, I thought I was into it, but I'm actually not anymore. I think you're great. Blessings to you. High five.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go home. But it's not. No one's taught this.
Yeah, I've been stuck in that situation where like I don't know what to do. I don't know, like how do I say no in a respectful way and not make it all awkward? Because what if like you're friends, and you don't want to make it awkward, friends, sneaky link, but
sneaky link.
Yeah.
Same.
I think that it's complicated with that because I've been in a lot of situations, and I know that a lot of my friends have too, where I kind of just wanted to get it over with, right? Like embarrassingly enough, I was like, let's just do this. I'm like, I don't really care. Now I'm here, like just like masturbate on my tits or something, because that's like in my brain. I think it's the conditioning that we talked about in the beginning, where it was like about pleasing people and especially men. And it's not like I'm proud of those moments or those experiences, but in my brain, there was no other way out, and it wasn't unsafe. Like I could have probably left. I just felt again that like
pressure.
Oh, I feel bad.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, do you really? But why? Are you ever even going to see that person again? And if we are friends, then they should respect my boundaries. If I'm saying no, it is a weird mind fuck. I will say that, and it can be a trap that I even get caught in sometimes as well. And I know some of Amy and I have mutual friends that are single and I know that they have had compliant sex, right?
And also some badassery too, where they're like,
Yes.
so like
Oh,
halfway
yes.
in, we like making out, and they were touching me, and I was like, you know what? I'm getting a no now. So like, I just so good to meet you, and like, and I'm gonna call an Uber, and then the person might be upset or pissed, but the goal is, you know what? And I think this is different from college, right? So, and I'll bring that full circle in a second, but more like I'm not responsible for their feelings, and I'm being as nice as I can be, or as real or authentic. I'm not like,
Totally.
fuck you, your dick sucks.
Oh,
Like you're not
yeah.
doing that.
Yeah.
In like the full circle part, I think that there's a difference between, so we can say we're saying the thing and we're getting into situations where we aren't really like checking it out for a while, and that's so college, right? And blessed be for this being the experience, right? It's like this ultimate exploration space. But now what you have to deal with, like you said, if you do that, they might talk to their friends, they talk to their friends, and it's going all over, and then the story changes. Whereas, you know, as a 40-year-old, like if people are talking about them, like, you're a fucking idiot. Like, really, you're talking, running around the community talking about how I said no to you. It doesn't happen, at least with me right now. So I think college is different because you're a smaller community.
Yeah. I think there's definitely a lot of pressure to say no, especially with how normalized the hookup culture is girls, you know, are expected to give head. And even if they don't want to, it's like, you're not good enough, or you're not doing it right, or then why are you in front of me if you don't want to do it? And a lot of guys, I mean, most guys can be assholes about it, you know, very pressuring and like forward and not
respectful of your own boundaries and needs.
Yeah.
You're your own
So-
person.
Totally.
Yeah, it's harder to say no when there's this like hot guy demanding you to give head in front of, you know, in front of him.
It is totally. And then, but then like the aftermath later could be feeling like kind of icky or like disconnected
there's
from
so
yourself.
much of that. And there's like, after you hook up, it's great in the moment, it can be. And then after, like, you're like, what did I just do? Like, you know, there's a post hookup or post sex sadness for girls.
Yeah.
Like, in a way, just like there's post nut clarity for guys.
Yeah, there should be a term for this. Yeah. But like, so ours is less clarity, more, regrets.
Yeah.
Regrets.
But post nut regrets. I have a regrets about that nut. Fact. Most pussy owners need some sort of clitoral stimulation to orgasm, and many are not having orgasms from penetrative sex.
Say what?
I know, right? This is one of the many reasons why we are obsessed with OMG Yes. Not only has it changed our lives in the orgasm department, but I've been recommending OMG Yes to my clients for years, and it's completely changed their sex lives as well. OMG Yes features scientific research of real vulva owners, aka women, showing techniques to pleasure the pussy. They turn the research into tasteful, educational short videos, animated modules, and infographics for easy visual learning.
They call it OMG Yes for a reason, because OMG Yes is for anyone who wants to learn about pussy pleasure or take it to the next level. Whether you're a beginner or someone who wants to take your orgasms from good to mind-blowing, then you need to check out OMG Yes. They have 3 seasons: external pleasure, internal pleasure, and sex toys. It's not a subscription service, y'all, so you don't need to download a single thing. And it's great for partners who want to pleasure that pussy too. And for listeners of our show, OMGS is offering 10% off when you go to omgyes.com/shameless. Again, that's omgyes.com/shameless to receive 10% off unlimited access towards enhancing your pleasure power forever. Newsflash, everybody. We are picky about our lubes.
Can we say uber picky?
Yes, we can. And let me tell you all why Uber Lube is our absolute favorite lube ever. Uber Lube is a luxurious silicone lubricant that I want all over my body. Yes, it's designed for sex because it enhances intimacy while allowing you to still feel the skin-on-skin contact. but it feels so good that I want it everywhere. Uberlube is long-lasting, leaves your skin feeling velvety smooth, and it's there when you want it, but then it dissipates when you're done.
Yes. Aside from using Uberlube for all of my sexy sessions, and I use it all the time, I also use it for massages, for my hair frizzies, to prevent chafing, and it brings out the color of your beautiful tattoos. Thousands of doctors and therapists in the US alone are recommending Uberlube to their patients because it's body-friendly, less likely to change the pH, and has vitamin E so it feels moisturizing on the skin. Uberlube has no flavor or scent, which means it's also great for oral sex. And it comes in a beautiful glass bottle with a pump top, which means easy access to Pleasure Town.
Want to see why we think Uberlube is the best lube in the world? Then go to uberlube.com and use discount code SHAMELESS to get 10% off and free shipping. Again, that's uberlube.com right now with code SHAMELESS for 10% off and free shipping.
Okay, so wait, what about bringing it to the Gen Z translator? Because this is fun, but this, I think it has to do with it. I think I know what it is. Amy, what's a situationship?
I think it's just a casual, like fuck buddy booty call. We're hooking up, but like maybe it's a little more than that, but it's not like we're like boyfriend and girlfriend.
So I'm assuming it has situations involved. So what is it? Really,
Yes,
Sienna?
that's definitely on the right track. Yeah.
We almost nailed it.
Yeah, like pretty much, like 90%. So it's a situationship is like actual relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, but without the title. And it's a lot of in between, like you ask, what are we? So yeah, there can be sex, hookups, dates, hangouts, but you're not 100% committed.
Yeah.
And there can be one person who likes and the other more than the other. And then there's all this heartbreak involved. And then there can be another person involved, but it's not cheating because you weren't in a relationship. Mm-hmm. It's complicated and really confusing.
I've been in a lot of those when I was single for that year. Yes. Mm-hmm. Right. And that's interesting. I didn't know. I should have called it that. Okay.
Situationship?
Yeah.
I mean, you had your tiers. You're like, this guy's in my top tier. Like, I want to fuck him. And then if he's not around, I got tier 2 or tier 3 guys.
Yeah. When they would call me the girlfriend, I was like, you know that I'm not your girlfriend, right? Yeah.
Yeah. People want to keep their options open. Mm-hmm. And
just you wait till your 30s and 40s. Everyone's looking for relationships.
Yeah. Yeah. In a little while.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What about this one? Chip and Sienna. Chopped/clapped.
Okay, so I'm going to put it out there what I think because I have no idea. Clapped, I'm assuming it's like, yo, I got chlamydia. I got the clap. And then chopped, I don't know. I mean, is it like
chopped salad? You're out.
I chopped this. I chopped that. Whoop that trick. I don't know. Help me out here.
It's an adjective.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go with I have no idea.
Yes.
Can we phone a friend? And that's you, Sienna.
So, yes. Yes. Sienna here. So chopped and clapped means basically ugly in our terms. Yeah. So it's like saying you're unattractive or like if you show someone. Yeah, she's chopped as fuck. Like she's clapped. Yeah.
I thought ratchet was just like
that's another one.
Okay.
Ratchet. But that's more like
she's still fun though.
That's more like 2015.
Yeah. Ooh, you got old.
I have no idea. There's always something new. So chopped.
Chopped.
Yeah,
like,
that's like the newest terms we kind of use. Like,
why'd you fuck that chick? She's so chopped.
Yeah, like she's chopped.
Are
she's
dudes
clapped.
chopped? Can we say that about dudes?
Fuck yeah. Dude.
Yeah,
we should.
Clapped. That one guy was so clapped.
And so I know. So my youngest stepdaughter is 20, and she says cunty when you look really good. She's like, you are so cunty right now. And I'm like,
or just cunt, serving cunt.
Yes. And I'm like, thank you. And then she says drip, drip. If something looks good, she's like, drip. That's drip, drip.
I say bussin'.
Bussin', yeah. That was that was 2020 for her. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. She doesn't say bussin' anymore. And I love the trim or she says drip. I love that. I'm like drip.
I haven't heard of that one.
Well, I don't. So she lives in San Diego.
If you get 2 drips, is it better than 1?
I don't know.
If you just drip, you're
drip,
like
drip, drip.
But drip.
Her dad might
3.
add the drip, drip. I don't know. But she says trim. She says her dad looks trim. I never got trim. Anyway, chopped, clapped.
Yeah.
Noted. Okay. That's interesting. I love this. Okay. I don't want to say it about anyone though, because I don't like commenting on people's exterior. I think people are beautiful. So okay. So
she's trying to read it right now.
Well, this last one's fine shYt, but it has a Y.
Capital Y.
So it's fine, SHYT. So shit, shYt.
Seems like the spelling matters.
See, that's what I'm saying. So what are you going with, Amy? Before we get the real answer.
It's a fine piece of ass.
Yeah, more like fine. You would say someone, you say someone's fine, like, oh, you're fine.
So fine.
Yeah, like fine. You would say fine shit. And how we say it sometimes is fine shit.
Fine. Shit.
Like,
Oh,
so
fine
it
shit.
was, not they were. Sorry.
Well, like, you're fine shit.
All right.
You're
I'm
fine shit.
Yes.
We're all fine shits.
All right.
You have to accentuate the end of shit, though. Like,
Yeah.
shit.
Oh,
Fine
she said
shit.
we're all fine shits.
Yeah, we're fine shits.
That's really sweet
It's
of
very
you.
different from when you and I say, like, you little shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Little shit
you're
ass.
fine
Yo,
shit.
shit ass.
Totally different.
Not
We have
sexy.
another one giving Sienna all of our isms and seeing if she can translate them. That would be fun.
Oh.
We'll do that off top.
Well, I asked
off
about
air.
gooning, and no one had heard about gooning.
I haven't either.
But that was like maybe.
What about herky
20,
jerky? Have you heard of the
15.
herky jerky?
No.
Baiting.
Jerky?
The herky jerky. It's that you're flogging the dolphin. Have you heard of that?
No.
All right, this is gonna be fun.
We lost her.
Flogging the dolphin.
We'll stick to the Gen Z translator.
Spanking the monkey, a little spanking the
Spanking
monkey.
the monkey. Rubbing one out.
Petting the kitty.
Interesting.
All right. So that was fun. I'm sure
She's
there's
like,
a lot
you guys
more.
are old.
Yeah, I know. I feel like I feel like you are doing a great job of not making us feel old, though.
No, yeah, you guys are so young.
So
Fine
hip.
shit. Are
We're
we
fine
fine?
shit.
Fine shit.
Are we fine shit, Sienna? Thanks. Let me get my classes up.
Well, good thing you aren't chopped.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or clapped. Yeah.
Even if I'm clapping, I'm not clapped.
Nope.
Nope.
So if you do get the gonorrhea, which is the clap, right?
That's yes, gonorrhea.
Then you
yeah.
are clapped.
Yeah, then you
Momentarily until you get the
go to the doctor, y'all.
antibiotics.
Leaky
Yeah.
urethras.
So that wasn't on our questionnaire
Get
for you.
unclapped.
Get unclapped. Okay, so really off-topic question I want to ask you because this is something that was in Amy and it's in our book, but it's also something that we've talked about. Don't say anything, Amy, until I want to hear JTT. What do you know? Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay, so just the tip. So do you? Have you? Maybe you know this, but do you believe that just the tip of a cock that goes in, number one, is able to give you any STDs, and number two,
It doesn't count.
does it count?
Does it count as a body?
Yeah, but is it part of your body count? There's no wrong
Does
answer
that
here.
mean that you had sex with that person?
Interesting question.
Yeah.
So my mom taught me that pre-cum comes out, and that can give you STD, So I think just the tip on anything around your vulva area it can definitely cause an
I've had
STD.
chlamydia twice from that. It didn't even
Yeah.
go in. So like,
Just the tip.
Your mom knows what's
JTT.
up. Dr. Sadie Allison.
It's on there still.
It's on
the
there
tip
still.
is still part of the cock.
it
and
is.
it has the STD.
So does it count in your body count? Like if you
Just the tip.
Good question, actually.
I wouldn't count it. I wouldn't count it.
Word.
No.
I don't think I've counted
I've
my
never
rundown
counted
on
them.
people. Yeah. But if we're doing it, then I should add
think
like
it's like-
3 more at least.
More than if it's
85.
like halfway in at least. Like
Ooh,
yeah,
that's
that-
not JTT
how do you
though.
know?
That's
Yeah.
different.
yeah.
That's
you-
penetration.
Yeah.
JTT is like it's kind of hanging out and it's like massaging the
massaging
your
the
lips.
vulva, and then sometimes it goes bleep a little bit, and you're like, oh,
Accident.
And
My
then-
bad.
yeah.
reverse. Okay.
Yeah.
And
So-
Planned Parenthood.
Yes. Okay, great. Thank you for answering that. Now you can bring
course.
JTT to the campus, okay? And you can, if you want. And it's not Justin
Okay.
Timberlake anytime. You don't have to.
JTT.
JTT.
I will remember that. Yes.
Do you want a JTT? Or you're so chopped that I don't want a JTT.
Just use it for
though.
after.
You're
Okay.
clapped.
Yeah, claps.
I won't give you the JTT.
So we talked about this a little bit because I think it's really interesting to learn how hookups usually come about. And you talked about there are the 2-man situation, and then you've talked about there's obviously the dating apps, and I don't know if there's more that are used with the youth, if it's still Tinder, no idea. But how do you think like hookups come about? And maybe you've already answered it, and what actually happens in those hookup situations? Because I'm assuming it's not to meet partners. It sounds like it's to meet a vagina and a penis, somewhat.
Yeah.
Maybe it's 2 dicks. I don't. Whatever it is.
Yeah, whatever.
No judgment.
So it typically happens on like parties, especially in college, like one night stands, or just you have a sneaky link. it's or if you have,
Me too. I'm obsessed.
or if you have like a kickback at a party, or you meet someone at the bar, the club. What's
a kickback?
What's
I'm
it?
sorry.
I was looking at you. I was like, do you know what this is? Okay,
a kickback is like a party you have at a house. That's like a small group of people, not
like
too,
a gathering, as we
kind of
say.
like never
Yeah.
inviting. She's
Yeah.
never going to invite us at this point because we're going to ask a lot of questions when we're there.
You,
Can we be
me, and your
invited to a
mom are
kickback?
all
Yeah.
April. Yeah, April
Y'all
and I,
are
we're
always
crashing your next
invited.
party.
Dude, I'll
Yeah.
do keg stands. I promise. It'll be cool.
So
She doesn't drink beer anymore, but she'll do it.
So kickbacks are, parties you have like at a house, a small kind of gathering, like maybe 20, 30 people, definitely alcohol involved. Yeah.
April's like, that's small.
Yeah.
To her, it's not 23. She's like, that's a lot of bodies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what happens?
She's scared.
And then you can meet people there, and a lot of people can be like intoxicated, and you just, I don't know. I feel like it's so normalized that you just assume someone wants to hook up. So you kind of approach someone, or people approach you
Because
with
most
the
people are
intention.
also single. Like the whole environment of 20 to 30
Yeah.
people, like at least half of them are
Yeah.
single. Whereas when you're our age, you go out like no one is single. You don't assume this at a kickback. And we don't have kickbacks.
Yeah.
We have gatherings.
Do you
will
guys,
now.
Do you guys know what Riz is?
Oh, yes. But it confuses
do
me
you
all the
know?
time.
How do you know what Riz
so
is?
Riz.
Riz. No.
Because I
Riz.
live with teenage boys every other week.
Riz.
So
Can I
Riz.
guess?
Yes.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Yes, I'll use it as he has major Riz. He rizzed me up today.
Okay.
So I don't know
like
about this.
rose up from the ashes? like Jesus
She has
Christ?
risen.
Rizz.
Riz.
Riz.
Okay.
I guess I don't know about this one. I'm not that cool. Okay.
Please enlighten me.
It's when you approach someone, you're like flirtatious. You're flirting with someone like with your words, with your actions. You're very flirtatious, basically. It's like you got Riz. You got that flirt, you know?
I wonder
Or
where
like-
like stems from. I have so much interest in
I'm
learning
like
about this.
Riz Central.
Yeah. Like,
all the time.
Like, you got
Riz
good
Central.
Riz.
So we can say she has good Riz.
Yes.
And she can also do some rizzing.
Riz someone up.
Okay. So she can riz someone up. You can't use it in the...
Yeah, she's trying to turn into a full verb.
I'm
It's
learning.
always a verb.
Yes.
Okay. So Amy, you have risen.
Yeah, risen in your bones.
All right. Well,
Thank God.
So where I
I've
was
been trying
going,
for a long time.
where I was going is like you approach someone and they riz you up at a party, and you get together, and typically, like I said, the guy is like whips out his cock and is like, "Suck it," and the girl's like, What?
yeah.
How do you
So
want?
the cock riz from his pants.
There's no like foreplay.
it's double,
hookups.
triple
It
riz.
has risen.
Yeah, this is no. It's just like I'm hard. I'm ready.
Yeah.
you're here. You do this.
Yeah, you're here to serve me. I'm not here to serve you.
Yeah,
And also, I feel like a lot of guys are uneducated on how to give head, you know? And
Yeah.
it's definitely assumed that girls are supposed to know how to do it. And then there's also the porn where
yeah.
everyone's learning how to do stuff out of porn, which is so not how it actually should be in real life.
It's not. It's so is not. And so so our primary demographic is not people that are 18 through 20 or 24, and we have a lot of them too. And so I want to speak to those people, but also their parents and brothers and sisters and friends that are older that might be listening. I mean, I personally feel like if we are able to share the good word, this message with not just men or like young, 20-year-old humans, everyone, including women, right? Like your body deserves as much pleasure, if not more, because it'll take you longer to get warmed up and excited. But if we can share with more of those men where like every time you're some dude who's walking into a room and you're like, hey girl, you're in here because Riz, whatever. And like, now my dick's hard, just suck it. You're not only missing out on a lot of amazing sexual stuff that could happen with outside of just suck my dick, but you're also kind of hurting this person who now thinks that their purpose in life is just to be the pleaser. So if you want to be the best lover, regardless of your age, it's to get outside of your own head, including your dickhead, and start to consider other people, no matter who you're having sex with, and their own needs. And speaking of heterosexual relationships, get out of your own head and dickhead beyond yourself and show up for the women. Like, I mean, you will notice this, young Sienna.
Well, I think there's
later on, you'll be like the guys that showed up and made it mostly about you, and then they receive, like you said in the episode that we just did too with your mom. I'm pointing at your
a lot
mom.
of dudes think though they have to be an asshole because women love assholes. I've heard this.
Or that's what makes them
so
cool.
bad.
Dick, right?
Dude.
It's so bad.
And so they're like, this is how I treat people or women, and I'm like, that is not hot. It's like
Try
quite the
being
opposite.
35 and 40 and 45 and 50
And
doing that, and you're like,
very common.
we will not fuck you anymore. Your
Like,
wives
you're
won't
gross.
fuck you anymore.
no.
Like in that scenario.
And another thing in my, Gen Z college life hookup culture, a lot of girls are insecure about the taste of it. It's supposed, it tastes like it's going to smell bad. It's going to taste bad. So girls are also closed off because it's so unnormalized for them to receive pleasure. They're like, oh, it's going to taste bad. It's going to smell bad. I don't want to be embarrassed. I don't want them to think I'm gross, And even if it doesn't taste bad, it usually doesn't.
Yes, pussies are, I mean, it's a bunch of skin that can, look interesting, but like, let's talk about dicks and balls. They look hilarious to me. You think that
it's
like,
not a good looking thing.
I've seen some dicks that I'm really attracted to, but then, I mean, there's no hierarchy. I'm sorry. There's not one thing where like, oh my God, I saw his dick and now I'm so horny.
I'm so in love.
Wow, he's such a good person.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Scrotums are awesome.
I love scrotums.
They're like the weirdest, most amazing things at the same time. Anyway, I think that we've covered a lot of hookup culture in college, and it really appreciate what you're saying, because you can still have friends that you don't hook up with. You can still go out and hook up. You can do it safely and not be a person that is considered to be a weirdo or gross, or I don't know what you call them. They're clapped. So clapped is looks though, right? So if you're like
chop clap.
Whatever.
Wait,
I'm gonna
chopped,
clapped. Oh, chapped. That could be good.
Chopped, clapped.
So what about, so like, because we've obviously, we're going to keep you here forever. And we know that you have things to do, although you're on summer break. So, but your mom's
Happy to
here
be
too.
here.
Yeah. I love your dynamic with your mom. Before we were on air, we wish that we had the mics, but you were like, Mom, I hope it's okay that I'm sharing. You're like, can a pussy get stretched out from a lot of sex or bigger penises? And it was an awesome exchange because you were curious. You asked the question in a great way. She answered it in a phenomenal way.
An amazing mom, though, actually, be honest with you.
And
is knowledgeable.
I think that's really cool. And you're the next generation of, and what are you interested in pursuing? Because I'm not sure if you're interested in going on and doing educative things in the sexual field or human sexuality. I know that you're a talented singer.
Yes.
So we're really happy for that gift to be shared with us, hopefully soon, maybe on this channel if you're interested. So is your dream to be an artist? Please share.
Yes. So my name is Sienna Alexandra and I am a singer. I'm going into my second year at San Diego State, and I've been singing since I was about 8 years old, performed at all the talent shows and singing lessons. It's just been a really strong passion of mine, and I hope to pursue that as a career. And I actually have a single coming out next month called Back to the Beginning.
Oh.
And
you sing it for us?
Yeah, I'll sing a little bit.
And I'll just throw this out there that after this recording, we're going to pressure her to make some safer sex songs. And
like
she'll
some
be
jingles?
Back to,
like some STI jingles?
Yeah, but with her amazing, beautiful voice.
That would be so fun.
She can say no, though, because we're teaching about boundaries and consent. So she can say, fuck you guys, nope. And we'll be like, respect.
Yeah.
And
totally.
you wrote this song?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I did. Okay, this is just a little clip. But the feeling fades and I lose the light. It was perfect, everything felt so right. But deep inside I knew I couldn't trust you. And just like that, you and me were through. So take me back to the beginning when the world was still, when you made me believe in something real. I was lost in your smile and drowning in your eyes. Now I'm lost in the silence, feeling the passing time. Take me back to the beginning for the last time. Thank you.
That was not chopped and not clapped. It was
incredible.
Can you be my new sneaky link or?
So
That's gorgeous.
How can
Oh my
people
God.
get your single when
Yeah.
it's released? So this is recorded so in June, but it's coming out in July 2025. So, right? Is
You must get inspired to feel like a more empowered woman hearing that too,
I
by the way.
loved it. Like your tone, your cadence, beautiful.
Thank
it's hard to
you.
sing a cappella. So incredible. Like your
Thank you
range,
so much.
your pitch was awesome. And how do I get the single? Can you get it on Spotify?
Yes, it's going to be on Spotify and all streaming platforms. So
Sienna
keep a
Alexandra.
lookout. Yes, Sienna Alexandra. Yes.
Oh, Alexandra. Man, I fucked that one up. That's all right. Now,
We'll put it in
now
the
they're
Still
gonna
fine
remember.
shit. Still fine shit.
Sweet.
Yeah,
Well, yes.
fine. Oh, there you go. Fine shit right
Fine
here.
shit.
Okay,
Yes.
and what are
Oh
you
my
studying
God.
at San Diego
Love
State?
this.
I'm majoring in entrepreneurship because I also would like to be a businesswoman within the music industry as well as an artist. And I'm minoring in music production.
Oh, hell
Love
yes.
All right, anyone
This was
fucks
awesome.
with Sienna out there and you don't treat her like fine shit,
You're going to have to answer to us.
3 of us are coming down for you and tell all your friends to start being a better, more fine
We
shit.
have a lot of
gentlemen.
muscle too. Okay.
Oh yeah, girl power.
This was so incredible, and I absolutely adore you. And keep charging and being this beautiful bright light because it was inspiring to sit next to you.
Oh, thank you. You
Thank
too.
you.
Thank you for having me so much.
Oh, we'll have you
so
back.
happy to
You-
be here. Thank you.
Next
Yes.
next episode, both of you on microphones, you and your mom.
Oh yeah, that would be so fun.
Hey.
Oh yeah. Ooh, powerhouse.
Yeah.
Everyone, check out Sienna Alexandra. Wait, what was your handle on IG?
Oh yes, my handle Sienna Alexandra _ on TikTok and Instagram.
We'll put it all in the show notes.
And
y'all.
Instagram. Okay, awesome. All right, everybody. We will see you next Tuesday. And remember to give us reviews. I know I say that and I don't just mean it. I am encouraging and inviting you. Otherwise, you're going to be clapped in our book. Okay?
And chopped.
And chopped.
Chopped
So
and clapped.
you don't want to be that way. You want to be fine shit.
Yes.
All right, you all. See you next
Bye,
Tuesday.
fine shits.
Ciao
Bye, fine
for now.
Ciao.
To learn more, go to shamelesssex.com.
And for 15% off some of our favorite sex toys, use code SHAMELESSSEX at purepleasureshop.com.